as we've been noting, worrying rises in coronavirus case counts in some states have sent officials there dialing back reopening plans. And in the state of Texas, restaurants going from 75% capacity limits to 50%, moving in the opposite direction. A lot of restaurants want to see happen, and some are getting creative in terms of how they're handling that. And right now, we're joined by a restaurant owner in the state of Texas. Bob Sambol is the founder of Bob's Steak and Chop House, as well as the owner of Dallas Lemon Ave. And he joins us now. And Bob, when we look at this, you gave your staff the whole week off here at a time when we're seeing this reversal take place in Texas. And obviously, it's a stressful time. You got a lot of owners out there worried about how their staff is actually asking guests to put masks on. That's becoming a new issue there as well. So what have you seen, and what made you want to give your staff the week off here to reassess what's going on?
Well, there's a couple of things. One is, the landscape has changed drastically in just the last three to 5 days. Up until then, there was great demand for our product, and business was good. And then with the so-called second wave or the reoccurrence of infections, we were asked to dial it back a little bit. Because of that, and we were going into what is traditionally our slowest week of the year, I thought it'd be a good idea for everybody just to take the week off, recoup. Let's sanitize the restaurant. We did mandatory testing last week. We'll get the results. We see how we're going to deal with that, and just kind of give a break and give everyone a rest, including the customers, so they can assess where they want to go. We have an advantage. We're a well-established restaurant. People are emotionally attached to us. They've celebrated here, so they're going to trust us. So we have to make sure we earn that trust.
Yeah, not only that, but also obviously I would assume that your staff also wants to trust the decisions being made. And you noted that some of your staff were nervous about the coronavirus spike here as well. So how much of that went into your thinking around what you needed to do in terms of shutting down for a week? Because we've also heard reports, even in California, as a lot of restaurants there dealing with their staff getting harassed, and that being a key to a decision about why they wanted to shut down as well. So maybe address some of those fears that you are hearing from some of your employees on this front.
Well, there's no doubt about it. I mean, you can't expect the customers to be relaxed if the staff is on edge and nervous. So we had to make sure that they all understood what was going on, how dangerous this is, and how we need to know what we're doing so that we can convey a sense of calmness to the customers.
And I understand you were able to tap into paycheck protection funding here to kind of help adjust things. And you mentioned it's a lifesaver, but how important was that funding to maybe be in a position to take this step back and say, look, we'll give you the week off? And then also on that front, we've heard a lot of push here in the Senate to maybe extend the ability for some restaurants and some businesses to tap the PPP money there twice. How are you looking at the timeline there and how those funds are helping this be maybe a little bit easier to navigate?
Well, the funds were a lifesaver. I mean, they changed everything. Without it, I don't know if I'd be doing this interview with you today. It helped make sure the employees had income, that their whole life wasn't turned around. My whole life wasn't turned around. I was able to pay my landlord. I was able to pay my purveyors. I mean, it was a game changer. Hopefully, the government will figure out a way to either come up with a new program or extend this one or anything that can save, because honestly, I'm petrified that half of my fellow restaurateurs are not going to be able to come back from this.
Yeah, I mean, just to put that, the fears in perspective there, when we think about that, we had the Open Table CEO on last week saying that he expects 1 in 4 restaurants not to come back and survive this. We'll have to see whether or not PPP does indeed get boosted there, but happy to hear that it's at least been able to help you on that front. Bob Sambol, Bob's Steak and Chop House, founder and Dallas Lemon Ave owner. Appreciate you taking the time to chat.
Great having you. Thanks.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.